Coming up on Sbu TV, the search is on for a Director of Health Services at St. Bonaventure. Hello and welcome to Sbu TV. I'm Erin Lowry.
And I'm Drew Serrato.
Soon, St. Bonaventure's Office of Health Services may be able to take care of more than just sniffles, aches, and pains. I have the story. On February 25th, Brandon Coburn, Director of Health Services, resigned. Dr. Roger Keener will be the interim director.
Well, Dr. Keener is a proven leader and has done a great job for many years as our director of the Counseling Center. And we saw this as an opportunity to hire a proven leader to manage the administrative duties of health services and then to bring in a healthcare provider from a doctor's office to handle the clinical duties.
Dr. Zia Sheikh's office will be providing those clinical duties.
So if a student goes over to health services in the morning and they need to see a doctor, we can either make an appointment for the afternoon when the nurse practitioner will be on campus, or if it's more time sensitive than that, we'll send them directly to the doctor's office where they have a guaranteed appointment same day.
With the departure of Brandon Coburn, some changes will be taking place at Health Services.
I think, one of the things that we looked at in terms of combining, both my duties as Director of Counseling Services and Health Services is how can we connect the two better when you're talking about the physical well-being and the emotional well-being of students. And I think that's what we're going to really start doing, is doing more programming, more prevention, and more treatment in terms of those.
For Sbu TV, I'm Erin Lowry. A decision about a permanent Director of Health Services will be made by the fall. It's been said a healthy diet and some form of exercise is good for your health. But there are things you can do that can keep the body running better. More tips next on CNN's Health Minute.
Eating right and keeping active can keep the body going, but there are other tips that you can do to stay healthier. At the top of the list is sleep. Studies have shown that sleepless nights can lead to depression.
Sleep is a chance for the body to rebuild and restore. It's an opportunity for the metabolic processes to catch up in a way.
And take care of your teeth. Researchers have found that plaque buildup and gum disease can lead to inflammation, which can lead to heart problems. Plus, as you age, bad dental health can lead to major problems.
I certainly see a lot of patients who, as they get older, are needing teeth extractions, root canals, implants, bridges, you name it.
And get moving. This doesn't mean gym work, just move. Movement can help with such problems as arthritis, back pain, and circulation issues, as well as heart problems.
It improves bone strength. It decreases the likelihood that someone will develop osteoporosis or fractures. It improves balance. It may improve cognitive function in elderly patients.
And watch your vitamins. According to nutritionists, no need to pop a lot of pills. A multivitamin daily is all you need. Best to get your vitamins from the food you eat. For today's Health Minute, I'm John Lisk.
Those looking into replacing the suspension on their cars after driving on St. Bonaventure's campus can rethink that decision. Shannon Shepherd found out that we will be seeing repairs on campus roads sooner than you think.
Ridiculous, horrible, unsafe, embarrassing. All words used to describe the roads on St. Bonaventure's campus. But the university finally has an answer for frustrated drivers. A university notice board announced they have awarded low bids to Western New York contractors to begin work on repairing the university's roads.
It's been very embarrassing, of course, the condition of the roads for the last couple of years. They've been deteriorating rapidly, and we've been sort of inhibited from doing repairs or any kind of serious repairs because we knew this project was coming along, and we didn't want to put a lot of money in these roads and have it all torn up again in 2011.
Winger says a major reason the roads are so bad is because they were never built properly, and the harsh Western New York winters don't help either.
Our roads were never properly constructed in the first place. They're going to be more than repaved. They're going to be rebuilt.
This diagram in Winger's office shows the projected work to be completed. Old roads will be repaired and new roads will be added. The news brought one word to mind for many on campus.
Finally, the roads are being fixed, which is huge because that's one of our #1 complaints when it comes to students at our meetings because of the potholes and the issues with the cars that are just damaging. So it's really nice to see that the university finally has the roads being fixed.
Winger says the project should begin in April and this entry road to the university should be completed by commencement in May. The rest of the project will continue over the summer and should be 100% completed by the time students return in the fall. For Sbu TV, I'm Shannon Shepherd.
The bids were given to a pavement company out of Arcade, New York, and buildings will be constructed by Allegheny-based Duggan & Duggan. Next on Sbu TV, a major music act is coming to St. Bonaventure's campus.
This week, St. Bonaventure announced this year's Spring 2011 Performing Artist. Sbu TV's Brittany Whalley reports.
Well, Bonnies, could he write you a song and make you fall in love? Singer, songwriter, and producer Mike Posner will make his Bonaventure debut at the Riley Center on Tuesday, April 5th. Posner is credited for producing 2 of the most highly talked about mixtapes in his dorm room while maintaining a 3.59 GPA in his studies at Duke University. His most popular hit, Cooler Than Me, released off his August 2010 album 31 Minutes to Take Off, managed to reach number 6 on the Billboard Top 100, making Posner a perfect candidate for this year's entertainment.
We put out a survey to all of the students, and he actually came out as the top choice, and not only just as everyone's top choice, but also for the one they would most likely to go see.
Each year, CAB is allotted a certain amount of money from the university. This money goes towards events held throughout the year. The most expensive affair is the Spring Weekend concert. The artist usually performs every Thursday of Spring Weekend. However, this year, there'll be a slight change in schedule.
It's a pickup date, so that means he's already in the area at another college. So that means we got him at a good time when he's already here, so that means we have to pay for less things for it to get him here.
Tickets go on sale March 9th for St. Bonaventure students and can be purchased at the tables located in the RC lobby. Tickets are $10 each per Bon ID and $15 for the general public starting Thursday, March 10th. Bringing you the latest entertainment news at St. Bonaventure, I'm Brittany Whalley for Sbu TV.
For more information, log on to www.sbu.edu/cab or contact the Riley Center ticket office. Doors open on April 5th at 7:30 p.m.
Readers are beginning to turn a new page in the way they consume information. Sbu TV's Lauren Adams reports on how some people are dropping books and picking up their e-readers, those electronic gadgets that download books from satellites.
Convenient.
Convenient. I would definitely say convenient.
That's probably the reason e-readers are one of the highest selling gadgets in recent years. E-readers like the Barnes & Noble Nook, the Apple iPad, and the Amazon Kindle offer users the chance to load thousands of books onto one device, a feature that's helpful for those who own one.
You don't need to just read one book at a time, and it's so tiny that you can bring it anywhere.
If I finish one book, I can download one in a minute. So it really sort of keeps my suitcase a little less full, and it's the opportunity to just constantly be reading.
As e-reader sales continue to thrive, owners realize the future of libraries and bookstores face some uncertainty.
I think a lot of them will have to have some more digital options. I would assume that it will be going into more of a tech age.
They're really going to affect the entire book industry, and they are, like the whole publishing industry, because you can get newspapers on there and now magazines.
With a fast-paced world, owners aren't surprised these e-readers are thriving.
Lifestyles are so much faster now, and that's why I think these products have evolved, because you need it quick, and you need it on the go.
And with that lifestyle, e-reader users think their days of buying books may be over.
If they're available on there, I'm not going to buy a book.
As far as leisure reading goes, it's happening on my Kindles.
For Sbu TV, I'm Lauren Adams.
Some electronic devices like Apple's iPad 2 with prices starting at $4.99 are also used as very expensive e-readers.
Two St. Bonaventure students experienced their 15 minutes of fame on a trip to New York City during midterm break. Tyler Diedrich has the story.
St. Bonaventure seniors Jake Conor and Sam Saeli appear on NBC's Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, February 28th.
We were in line waiting to go to the actual theater where they shoot, and a couple producers pulled us out and said, hey, do you guys want to be on the show? And we said yes, and they said, how do you feel about spitting on each other? And I said, good. So we went and did it.
The friends competed in a segment called Competitive Spit Takes against another pair to see whose scripted joke produced a funnier reaction.
It was pretty nerve-wracking, to be honest. When we first got there, I was terrified. Didn't know what we were going to do. I was like, just playing it through, everything we had to do. They were telling us step by step what we had to do. And then we actually got on there, and I was fine.
Your mama's so fat. Her belly button has an echo.
Conor and Saeli each took a turn reading a joke and getting spit on by the other.
Here we go, all right.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Charlie Sheen.
They were not funny. They weren't really funny at all. I think your mama jokes went out like 45 years ago. And the Charlie Sheen thing, I guess, was topical, but I don't think many people understood it. I think really what they were looking for was people spitting in each other's faces.
The hard part was getting your proper breath to timed with the joke, because if you weren't ready to spit it when the joke was done, it didn't work. So you had to time your breathing and let loose.
So how are Bonaventure's two new stars handling their fame?
The most outrageous reaction I saw, I went to the business office to pick up a paycheck, and they must have recognized my name, because they were like, oh, you're the guy in Jimmy Fallon, and then I was like, yeah, I was the guy in Jimmy Fallon. I spit in my friend's face. But it was a good time. Sister Margaret sent us a very nice email. It said, like, thanks for the publicity, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm just glad that we got to go on.
Team number 2.
For Sbu TV, I'm Tyler Diedrich.
Conor and Saeli took home commemorative towels for their efforts.
Over break, St. Bonaventure students helped a southern city rebuild its community and fight against drugs. Over midterm break, BonaResponds traveled to the impoverished and crime-ridden community of Greenville, South Carolina, where they attempted to help restore as much as they possibly could within 7 days.
We worked with a friar who used to be a teacher here and then went down to do his own thing down there. And we also worked with CMC, who is a volunteer organization within Greenville. We just helped rebuild and try to get that place going back on their feet and helped out the community in any way we could.
Early and often throughout the trip, Greenville locals began receptively engaging with BonaResponds and taking notice of its humble efforts.
A lot of the times they would come out of their houses and help us and whatever, and you'd start to talk to them, and they'd really be appreciative about the work you were doing, and then you get talking to them on a more personal level, and you found that you had a lot more in common with them than you think. It kind of goes to show that people are just people anywhere you go, no matter what their situation is.
The people there were amazing and were so thankful for us. Most of the time we had a volunteer shirt on, and the feedback we got from the community was always very, very positive.
While all the relief work seemed normal, little did BonaResponds know their efforts would become a crucial element in helping local authorities get a lead on a nearby meth lab.
Right, one of our projects that involved were helping to clear a forest that will later become a parking lot. And we had actually noticed a bunch of burners and drug needles and paraphernalia that obviously led to the belief that there was a meth lab in the area. And the father that we were working with knew exactly where it was. He just never really had the opportunity or the evidence needed to go forward to press charges. So with our help there, finding those needles, we were able to talk to Father Pat, and he was able to get the police involved. And after we had left, they were going to pursue further.
Although it may have been just a small step in the right direction, BonaResponds' efforts left Greenville a little cleaner, safer, and beautiful. For Sbu TV, I'm Andrew Serrato. BonaResponds' next service trip will be the week of April 15th in Camden, New Jersey. Coming up in sports, the men's basketball team battled LaSalle in the opening round of the A-10 Conference Tournament.
Daddy, why is the sky blue?
Well, to match your pretty eyes.
Nope, not even close. See, all colors have wavelengths that are diffused by oxygen and nitrogen. Since blue is the shortest wavelength, it's diffused up to 10 times more.
Who taught you that?
Mommy?
By age 12, too many girls lose interest in math and science and their chance at future jobs. Keep her interest alive.
You know why mathematics is the basis of life as we know it?
You tell me.
It's her future. Do the math.
The men's basketball team earned the 7th seed for the A-10 conference tournament. They hosted 10th seed LaSalle on Tuesday night.
Glendo's got the easy three.
Early on, LaSalle jumped out to an 11-point lead after Tyrick Dern went coast to coast. St. Bonaventure responded to take the lead with Andrew Nicholson's drive to the bucket. The Bonnies then stretched their lead to 11 at halftime, following Nicholson's jumper from the wing. With LaSalle down 2, Ruben Galendo drove the lane and laid it up to tie the game. At the other end, Ogo Adeboya's shot at the buzzer was no good, and they headed to overtime. In overtime, the Bonnies were up 7 with under a minute to go, but LaSalle stormed back as Galendo tied it again, this time with a 3. And then LaSalle had a chance to win it.
And a turnover! Turnover! Steffen driving the lane, puts it up, he can't get it to go! Murray out high, during the feint, 3 seconds down the lane, can't get it to go! We're going to overtimes!
St. Bonaventure was up by 2 with under a minute to go, but Steve Weidengarten drilled a 3 to give the Explorers a 1-point lead. On St. Bonaventure's ensuing possession, DeQuan Cook was fouled with 3 seconds to go, and he missed not one, but both of his foul shots, and LaSalle advanced to the quarterfinals of the Atlantic 10 tournament. LaSalle will face second-seeded Temple in the quarterfinals of the A-10 tournament tonight in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
The 2010-2011 basketball season was the second on air for Sbu TV Sports, an actual academic course that broadcasts St. Bonaventure sporting events live over the internet. Here's a compilation of the top plays from the men's basketball team this season on Sbu TV Sports.
Saunders and Nicholson on the tip. Here's Odo on the break. The Davenport with authority. And a early wake-up call here on Sunday morning. Davenport inside the end. Bodies on the break. Conger to Davenport.
Wow.
Driving. Dishes it down low. Simmons. Oh, my goodness. That's the first three-pointer for UB tonight. Give and go. DeQuan Cook. Feed from Adeboye to a cutting DeQuan Cook right into your living room. Conger going baseline, and the Birdman's gonna fly. And I got a little mnemonics there as Andrew Nicholson got it inside. Here's Conger. Adeboye gonna pop, stop and pop. He got it. Double to get it back to right. Over to Davenport for 3. Got it.
That was a great pass.
Here's Sam DeHaas for 3. Got it. Left. Adeboye still got it. Here's Nicholson. Long jumper. Got it to go. Andrew Nicholson. 76-74. Here comes Mulkey. Right side. Baseline. No good. For Davenport for 3. Got it with 1.6 seconds. Bonnies win. Bonnies win. Bonnies win.
The Bonnie season is likely over despite having a winning record for the first time in 9 years. The women's team finished its regular season as well and is awaiting word to see if they will make the postseason National Invitation Tournament.
2 freshmen on the St. Bonaventure women's basketball team had a bond even before they set foot on campus. Leah Murphy has a story.
CeCe Dixon and Doris Ortega both grew up in New York City, Dixon in Queens and Ortega in Harlem. They both played for the same high school and AAU teams. Dixon a point guard and Ortega a forward. And now they both compete at the Division I level. They are even roommates. But did they always like each other?
I didn't like her at all.
When we were on different teams, we didn't like each other because it was competitive, but we were both good. So it's kind of like, I don't like you, you don't like me. But then when she joined the team, we actually got to know each other, but we were just like friends. Like we wasn't as close as we are now.
She has my back, I have her back, and whatever she does, like I do.
Now their bond is strong, and after 6 years of being around each other on and off the court, it has helped their game.
She just knows where I'm going to be and passes the ball, and everybody would be like, where are you passing it to? But then see me come out of nowhere.
Certainly they have a chemistry, haven't played together for 3 years.
Like I know where to get her the ball, I know where she's comfortable at, I know where she's not comfortable at.
But is college basketball what they expected?
No, it's harder. Like I expected to come to college and, you know, it'd be hard practices and games and stuff like that, but I thought that it would just be about basketball. But coming in, it's about everything. It's about on the court, off the court, academics. I don't know, no and yes. Yes, that I knew it would be a hard transaction to come in, having practices every day, long practices.
Dixon and Ortega's chemistry has altered since being at Bonaventure.
My job being like the point guard is to make plays for the team. So with her, she's a part of that. And my bond is not only with her now, it's with the whole team.
For Sbu TV, I'm Leah Murphy.
The team is anxiously awaiting Monday night around 11 p.m. to find out if they are selected for the WNI tournament.
Freshman diver Dominic Butts-Ely scored higher than a 300 on the 1-meter board at a meet against Niagara, qualifying for NCAA regionals March 11th and 12th in Maryland. If Dominic places first or second in the regional competition, he will move on to the NCAA championships March 17th and 19th in Texas.
That's all this week for Sbu TV. I'm Drew Serrato.
And I'm Erin Lowry. From the rest of us here in the Coop Lab, thanks for watching.